My name is Lynne John, and I'm from Soowhalie. Originally, I was born from Kingham, and I was adopted and raised in North Vancouver. So I have two sets of parents and grandparents. I was adopted into a Native family. My mother wasn't, but my father was Métis and French from Manitoba, from Lake Winnipeg. And he grew up a Métis lifestyle, I guess. But at that generation, they did not want to identify with Native if they possibly could. And so I felt my dad lost out on his heritage. Well, my grandfather was Eddie Joyce from Vancouver Island, and his wife was Alice Joyce, and she was a Johnson from Kingham. So I have done some artwork from Guildford, but I've never actually made it to Kingham yet, and it's my dearest wish to get up there. But I've spent the last 32 years with my husband as Coast Salish. I feel that being Coast Salish, my husband's people also extend to south of Seattle, to the island here, and over to Chilliwack and up the canyon. So I feel that's home, really. Up our island, I've only been fortunate enough to go to potlatches and meet people that way. And I'd love to move up there one day and get to know people better. I believe that my mother, my adopted mother, brought me up to respect Native culture as best she could through books and exposure and things like that. But really she felt that heaven was here on earth, and we had to make the best of it right here and now. A very practical way of looking at it. But I found that right from a little girl, I knew I was being guided. I knew I had a guardian that was helping me. And I knew there was a greater spirit world out there, because I used to play in the forest and in streams, and they taught me about spirit. And it wasn't until I was about 17 that I became in touch with the Baha'is, and became a Baha'i immediately, because I had discovered the interconnection of all things when I was about 12, and the Baha'i faith I understood immediately because of that.
What happened when you were 12 to discover the interconnection of all things? Was it just...
I was just sitting there looking at a rock in my hand, and how that rock had a history, and how it had been placed in that exact spot, and how it had gotten there, and how everything it took for that one rock to be in there. Mm-hmm. You know, the waves, the water, the climate, I don't know, everything. So it suddenly popped into my mind that nothing is without consequences of something else beside it. So I think nature was my biggest teacher. It was a chance invitation to listen to the Seals and Crofts, and the spirit was so high, everyone was so happy, and I was given the chance to play a tin flute, and I remember them complimenting me and saying, you know, I did it so well. And I was just on fire, and the concepts I was in agreement to, and I signed really quickly right after that.
And when did you start playing music?
When I was 5. I was lucky enough to be given lessons by a really good teacher, and I just grew with it. I started ballet when I was 3, and my mother really encouraged developing my talents, and I just didn't give it another thought. I thought that's what everybody did, you know. But when I was 17, I was playing 4 hours a day, getting up at 6 before high school, and then 2 or 3 lessons a week, and teaching piano too. So, and that at 17, I think most teenagers weren't doing that. But I just loved it.
It's amazing. And what was your education or your training in music? I just found that very fascinating to teach.
Got my grade 12 classical piano, and I started teaching when I was 14, under the guidance of my teacher. And then I went on to university, and instead of specializing in a music major, I decided I wanted to be a teacher. So I went into the NITEP program and Native Indian Teacher Education Training Program, and studied there, and that was my education. Part of the drum group, and we meet once a week and attend most gatherings in town. We're invited to come and open events, so that we're almost we're acting as a unity group. Spirit drummers.
Spirit drummers.
Yeah. And it's open to all, and we are singing Cowichan songs, and we're also developing our own songs. And it's we don't think of ourselves as native or non-native. It's we're people, and we're unified, and it's a wonderful feeling. And the feeling that the drum gives you after you play, you can go there so tired, and just the spirit of the drum will pick you up and heal you and uplift you. Well, it is my hope that what I'm seeing is a real center of unity here in Cowichan. I'm not sure if it stems from long-term spiritual families holding that door, but I do see a lot of unity happening here, and a lot of willing to share Cowichan traditions with non-natives as people, and as recognizing each other as human beings. It seems to be a forefront of it here in many ways, and I think that neg games is something that everyone refers to, that was instrumental in getting a lot of people unified. The drum group is still active in that, and attends every gathering in town, and so in a good way we're everywhere, and there's a lot of Baha'is in the drum group. So it's really spiritually elevating to be here in this town, and I don't think it's ever lost its small town character, is what someone told me, that everyone's a friend, and there's a lot of respect and friendliness here. As far as the people, I think education has been the key, and now that we've got this generation coming up into power positions, and they're affecting course of action for their people, I think they've got their people in mind more and more now. Just from my observations, I did a couple months ago with Laura Lee and the youth dance group. I was able to play one song and accompany a singer, and it was really exciting because I was given some motivation to practice, and I just need some more motivation because I've put it aside again. I guess because it's summer, but I'd like to start teaching again in the fall.